Okay, Arabesque by Burgmuller. Arabesque obviously means of Arab nature. You might be familiar with the term from ballet as well. One of the steps has the same name. Okay, so we're in A minor. So A minor has no flats and sharps. It's related to C major. So if you've got your pencil, it might be worth writing down. Just notice where the key signature is at the beginning of the page. There's the beginning of the music. There's no flats and sharps. So that's A minor. We've got Allegro scherzando. So Allegro is the word joyful. It's related to the word hallelujah. But in modern terminology, we'd say lively, fast and lively, and scherzando is jokingly. So I'll start with the left hand because we've got basically only a few chords. We've got the A minor chord, A, C, and E. We've got the D minor chord, which is D, F, A, but we're going to do it in second inversion there, so A, D, F. We've got a C chord also in second inversion, so G, C, E, because C, E, G would be the normal C chord. Then we've got the G7, G, B, D, F, and it's here without the D. So G, B, F, G7 there, and that's part of our C chord. And the other one we have here is has a sustained fourth, so the A sus4, A minor sus4. Okay, so here we've got A minors for our introduction. That's an introduction. It might be worth marking that in. Then we have our section A here. Starting from bar 3, so we've got 4 A minor chords, we've got 2 D minor chords, 2 A minor chords, 2 C chords, and then 4 G7s, and then that note, and it repeats, and then when we do it the second time, we're coming back to the C chord. So if you're not sure how that works, you can listen to that other video without talking video. Well, now we've got section B, so you want to write, we're in bar 12, you might want to put a capital B with a circle around to say this is the second section. In this section, you've got 2 options how you play it. You're going to be able to play with the right hand being the main melody, or the left hand, or even changing on repeats. Both of them have melodic interests, or you could try and make them equal. So the left hand has a melody very similar to the beginning. Now the thing we need to worry about this, we've got a G sharp, we've got the staccato dot at the end, and we need to make sure we don't accent it. Which is very easy to do. So we just want to play, and that's the softest note, and we lift away from it. Here's the loudest note, so we can drop onto that note just a little bit, not too much, because it's not actually accented except for being the first beat of the bar. So drop, and then lifting our wrist as we float away off that last note. So that the last note is the softest note, and again, last note is the softest note, and A minor scale. Last note is the softest note. Now we've got A major hinting here with the C sharp. And then softest note at the end, and then D minor, and then the fingering gets fun. So we're just before bar 18. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So circle the fingering there, or write it in 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go back to section A. Now sometimes people will write A and then the number 2 and a circle around it to say it's the same as A, but it's not 100% the same as A. It finishes slightly different. So 4 A minors, 2 G minors, 2 A minors, and then our A sus4, and then our A minor and A sus4, and then A minor, and then it repeats. So we go back to here, section B. Now if I look at the second time bar, which would be bar 28, we've got the coda section, so you can write that in. C-O-D-A is how you spell it. 2 A minors, 2 D minors, 2 A minors, 2 D minors, and then we've got F, and we've got risoluto. So that word is resolute. It's probably not a word we use a lot. It's sort of like, almost like being stubborn. If you're resolute, it can be a good stubborn, that you're like, I'm so stubborn, I'm going to do the right thing, but it's got this feeling of stubbornness. So we're going to drop onto the note to make it nice and loud. And that last note is still the softest note out of the group of 5 notes, but because the whole thing is loud, it's not going to be that soft. And then we come off, and we're going to basically do the shape of a rainbow. We've come off, and we're going to drop down on that last chord. And we drop down on it to give it the SF, the heavy accent. And then we let it ring. It's got 2 counts and it's got a pause. So we just let it ring a little bit longer, and then we lift off. Okay, right hand has the same issue that we want to make sure the last note of the pattern is light. So A, light, and then we've lifted up, so we get a little bit of a drop, and then we come up for the E, then D, float away, and then A. Oops. And then we've got on the note E, and we've got a staccato. Because this is quite playful, we still want to keep it light. 3, 2, and then come off. 3, 2, light, come off. And then we've got an accent, and again we're going to use our natural drop to get it. And then light for that note, and then we naturally drop, and it says to use pinky. It's the hardest finger to drop on, but it gives us our SF, our sforzando, and it gives us the accent sign as well. So it brings out that note nicely, and then we repeat that. Okay, and now up to section B in the right hand. Now this counter melody is so beautiful, and that's why I mentioned earlier that you might be playing, you go, oh, I want to bring out the left hand, oh, I want to bring out the right hand. And there's sort of not a right and wrong answer. This counter melody is so beautiful. And again, you want that natural cascade. It starts loud, but towards the end of the phrase, it gets softer. And then it gets higher, so it naturally gets more intense. And here's where our fingering is very important. Thumb, 3 over, 2, 5. And then we have section A2, which we know. But then it finishes a little bit different. So from bar 24, 3, 2, and then it's a tenuto. So it's still an accent. So we want to drop onto that note. So we can use our, you see how I didn't lift off because of the slur, but I used my hand weight to get the tenuto. Then scratch. And then that repeats. And then the coda, starting from bar 28, is much the same as the first idea. A, but then thumb on D, and it's getting louder. And then D, and then the risoluto, so we're going to drop our hand, and again rainbow over and drop, and then hold. Okay, so you can watch the hands together video, but the thing I really want to point out in the hands together is bar 18. This bit will need a lot of practice by itself, and it might even be worth doing it first. So thumb, the right hand has 3. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a run in so you can hear where it is. So the last bar of bar 17. And then we're just going down. So we're going down in this hand, but our thumb is coming under in the left hand. So we're both thumbs at the beginning of bar 18. 3 comes over, but 3 doesn't happen in this hand. The hands don't like that combination. And then just down a note, and then second finger, and then thumb, while we put the second finger over in the right hand, left hand does thumb. So people often find this bit very hard. So it's worth practicing it just a few times. Oops, missed the D. As you work on the piece. So have fun working on the piece, and you can watch the practice video to hear the piece in its entirety.